Here we go again. Getting ready to start another project. We're going to redo all of the front landscaping here, which really there was no landscaping before. It was just grass. So yeah, it's going to be a fun summer.
All right, now soon we're going to be doing putting the front landscaping section here. But what's happening is when they came in and dug it out, now it holds water even worse than it did normally. So what I did is I went ahead and I'm going to end up putting French drains in, probably 2 rows of French drains, so that it doesn't collect under there no more. And so what I did is I just went ahead and dug my trench that goes out to the skirt drain that goes around my septic system. I have a skirt drain that's 6 foot deep, filled with rock. So I'm taking it out to that. My downspouts from the gutters come down and go out, and it's going to tie into it right there. But I've dug a trench out. As you can tell, it's draining. It's already gone down a bunch. Look at that little flow there. Got a little bit of flow. I need to get to raking it, but there it goes. It's at least 1 foot deep. I know it's going downhill because it's flowing. That pipe though, hold on a second here. Let me get the old skirt drain pipe is a little bit, or not the skirt drain, the downspout pipe is a little high, but then it goes real deep there. So I'm going to dig it out right here. I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to come up here, and you can tell I hit it with the shovel when I found it. But I'm going to cut it right here, and I'm just going to put a 45-degree Y in here, and then it'll actually go down out of the downspout. Right now it's a little too tall, so I can stick this in here. I can just stick this in here and turn it, and it'll start draining it. But yep, the drainage system has begun.
Well, all right. Sun's out, summer's here. It's time for the next projects. So what do we got ready for this time? Well, just give you a hint. We got rented a trencher. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to run electric from the barn up to my shed, because it has really been a pain in the butt having to start a generator. And with the generator, certain tools don't work. I can't use my chop saws and things like that. So I'm going to run electric up there. But let me tell you what, there are big hassles with projects and getting ready for them. Let me show you what some of them are. So number one is, when I was getting the trencher at the big box store, I had a little bit of a fiasco there getting the tow hitch hooked up. If you notice, it has an adjustable bracket where they can adjust where that white clamp is that goes on the hitch. Well, it's adjustable so you can adjust the height according to the height of your truck and the height of your tow hitch. That hitch is actually too high on the trailer, and they needed to take those 2 bolts out and move it down so it would ride higher on my truck. They wouldn't change the bolts. He would take my hitch off and he would flip my ball upside down on my hitch, but he wouldn't unscrew that and move that down. I don't get that at all. I bought the insurance on this thing, so I got the insurance on it. The daggone thing fell off. But so that was one fiasco that we were dealing with at the box store. I'm very patient, so I can let it ride. So that thing was cool. But then we came home, and as soon as we pull in the driveway, I kid you not, as soon as we pull in the driveway, check out my tire. Woo woo! All right, flat as a pancake. Now those tires do need replaced. My 2 back rear tires. Front tires are new, but I need 2 for the rear. So there we go. Problem is, I got to get this tire fixed and changed for when I go to take that thing back tonight. So thank goodness my truck comes with a full-size spare so that I can swap the tire out. So yeah, projects are getting started, and it's already starting to pile on. So, but hey, if you can't take it, I wouldn't be doing projects, because every project comes with hiccups. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing.
Okay, part number one of the trenching, what I'm going to do is this. We have downspouts, one on each side of the barn. And whenever we was doing it, we trenched it down under the ground. And it comes out to this spot about right here. Actually, it's right there. But it's a bit of it's a hole. You can't even see it, but it just kind of comes out. Well, this has a very big hole. And we hit that with the lawnmower. And it's just too much of a bump. I could put one of the pop-ups right there for the little round and a pop-up spout for it. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and trench it down this hill, either to the flat spot at the bottom down here, or I'm going to see how close I can get to the wood line. There are trees in there, so I'll probably start hitting roots. But if I could get the pop out to come up right inside the bad stuff where I don't mow, then I don't risk hitting that pop up with the lawnmower. Same with this other side. It comes over here. It's right here. That hole's not nearly as bad, but it's still a hole. It's still a muckety spot in the yard. Look at it, it's still even holding water. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Comes from the side of the house right here, goes under the sidewalk, and it's trenched up to here. I'm gonna take it down there somewhere. Probably either I'm gonna put it on the flat here or try to get it right inside the woods. There is a very large tree right there. I think it's a maple, and I don't know how close we're gonna be able to get to that. But I'll get it down there as far as I can, get it out of here. I will extend those. Since they're going down the hill, I'll probably extend them with no hold perforated pipe, except not perforated, it's unperforated, but it's still the plastic pipe. That's not a driving area for trucks. I'll compare the prices to a solid pipe, or a solid, not Schedule 40, but the underground, the kind you use for septic systems, the green. All right, so electric. I am going to come off my box here. This box actually has 4 breakers on the inside of it, because it's actually considered my primary. I'm going to come down. I'm going to have to core drill through there. I'm just going to go down about less than a foot under the sidewalk, pop out here. And then what I'm going to do then is we are going to trench all the way up. And then right here, there's a flag here. And then what we're going to do with that flag is we're going to put a distribution box right here in ground, flush with the ground. That distribution box is not for my shed, but that's going to be for one of the breakers. I'm going to run a separate wire, one of the breakers for this lawn project for the front area that we're building, because it's going to have a water pump probably and some lights on some pillars. So I'm going to bring electric out to it. So there'll be a little distro box here, and then we'll go ahead and I'll take the trencher and trench on the rest of the way up to the hill, up to the shed. It's 250 feet up to that thing. I was at just exactly the longest length that I'm allowed to get it up there. So that's my trench work for today. A couple drains. Oh yeah, sorry, actually, and on this project here, one of the big reasons we did this is because this holds water. You can tell right here, it's still holding water even after we've dug it down. So it makes it hold it worse, because it's actually 6 inches lower than that over there. And I did a video before. I dug a trench out right there and took it out and took it out to the skirt drain. And that's what we're going to end up doing. I'm going to dig trenches here. I'm probably 3. I'm going to dig 3 separate trenches for 4-inch drain pipe. I'll probably buy the kind that has a sock on it. Already has the sock wrapped around it. But I'm going to put a French drain, basically 3 French drains. I'll connect them all at the front and then tee it and go out to the drain, so that this area, after we put rock and landscaping and all that, it'll go down, go to those French drains, and shoot it out and get it away from the house and everything else. Also, this awning here does not have a gutter. So that roof line there is going to get a gutter. I'm going to have the Amish put that in when they're out here working on something else. I'm going to have that gutter person put a 40-foot length, because he can do a single gutter in a 40-foot length. And I'm going to have 2 downspouts, except instead of downspouts, I'm just going to have them put the holes. And we're going to run those chains that the water comes down on a chain. We're going to try that out and see how that works. I really don't want to bring a gutter along all my nice columns and all that stuff. So we're just going to try that chain thing, see how that goes. So what I'm also doing is, since I'm putting French drains in, I'm going to come off that French drain, come over, and right on the ground directly below where that gutter is going to be, I have some water catch basins that have a grill on the top, a black top on it, so the chain comes down and it goes into that catch basin and then takes that out. Then it'll tap into this French drain. The French drain will take and go out. I'll do that on both sides, one on this end, one on this end. I got 2 catch basins. They're about $50 a piece. But yeah, that's the plan, and that's what we are going to start today. I'll probably only get the trenching done today because I got to get it back tonight, and then I'll run and get the last of my the 4-inch perforated pipe. Hey, I'll get the last of that socked pipe that's going to be for the drain over here. Get me some more perforated pipe and or some of the light gauged pipe for extending my drains off my gutters down the hills. But I may go down the other side of the house. Not sure on it. Go down on it and get it ready for the landscaping that's going to go down the side of that. But we'll see. I might rent a trencher another day and do that. They're not that expensive, and it'll definitely save your back. I mean, yeah, I could sit out here and dig all this, but why? They make tools to do it, and I can afford to buy a tool. So I mean, it helps me out and it saves my back. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully Cindy will come out and get a couple action shots of me digging. And but other than that, I'm going to go out there and get that thing unloaded and get started this morning. Just a note about this trencher is that I got a 4-inch. This one cuts a 4-inch wide ditch. I needed a 4-inch to do my French drains and the drains for the side of the house. If you were just making that wire trench up to the shed, they do have a lot smaller trenchers. But like I said, I needed this for my drains also, so that's why I got the trencher that I did. It's a little bit bigger than I need for most of the work, but there are a few big projects that I need the 4-inch for. So pick your equipment according to your need, because the bigger you get, the little bit more complicated it gets. Heavier for your vehicle, just more of a hassle to manhandle and use and manipulate and things of that sort. So choose your equipment wisely. Weird place. Turn her on. Give her some choke. Well, all right, I'm pretty much done. So, I mean, from the time I walked out of the house, of course, I was fooling with cameras and everything too. It's been 2 hours. So as you can tell there, I got a line going up to the shed right there. It comes over here and goes down close to where the wire is going to be. If I don't want to get too close to that, I'll do that by hand. Also over here, I've got French drain on 3 sides, which is all I really want. I'm not worried about this side. So I got a French drain on 3 sides. I'm going to reuse the existing trench over here, back there, that I dug. Debated just digging another one. I don't know, tit for tat. And then of course over here, we've got the 2 drains. Right there's the one drain right there, and the other one's over there somewhere. Can't hardly see it. But yeah, there it is back there. But yeah, Took all of 2 hours. Don't expect to trench a perfectly straight line. This one has tracks, and it's like a zero-turn mower where you've got one lever for each side. It does have a lever you flip up and adjust the speeds. Let me show you that. Okay, so on the controls of this unit, of course, this is your these two right here is forward on the right hand side and backwards, forward and backwards, just like a zero-turn mower. This is where you engage the chain. So you're holding that while you're controlling these two. And this right here I found to be, you move this down, when you've got this up, these will go all the way down till they touch this bar. When you have this in this position, you use these two knobs to adjust how far down. You see it hitting right there? That knob adjusts how much the left side, and then this knob adjusts how much the right side. So you can kind of play with the tracks to get them to go straight. Also, when you put this down in the trench, this bar goes down on the right hand side of your trench and will help follow your trench also. But let me tell you, it's not perfect. So I had some spots where I got to going straight good, and then I had some spots where, man, it was just, I was constantly curving. So I would adjust the knob on one side to give me a little bit of speed and adjust the knob on the other side. You know, half the time I just flip that thing down and I would just control it by left and right. It's not highly responsive because you're digging a deep trench, and you can't just turn that nose that direction because that front end up there is smacking against the side of the trench you're digging. So it does not respond tremendously. I find it easier just to pick it up, reposition myself sideways, dig it back down, and start again at an angle. I'm laying an electrical line for most of it going up that hill, so it'll lay down in the trench perfectly fine. So, yep, that's what I found out. So, yep. 2 hours and I got just about everything done. Now I'm gonna have to take care of my tire. Yeah. Well, good morning. Well, the weatherman was calling for heavy rain today, so I didn't want to leave these trenches exposed because, one, the dirt's so hard, it hardens up when it gets in a pile, like these piles here. You know, when it's up, it hardens up like concrete, and it's really hard to shovel and move around. So I wanted to get all this smoothed out. Woke up this morning, it wasn't raining yet, so I went ahead and got out here. I cleaned my trenches out. I went ahead and laid my socked French drain perforated pipe. It goes down to this end where it's got a T. Actually, I'm going to go forward just a little bit more there. I just threw a cap on the other end. Comes over this way and attaches with the one on the far side over there, as you can see, without making you sick by going too fast. Then it's got a T right here, and that's where it's going to go out, tap into our drain that comes off the gutters that goes out. As long as I'm pitched down, I'm fine. The gutters won't flow backwards. I'll have it pitched deeper. Actually, this drain will go under that other pipe out there, and I will tee it off. We'll put a Y on it underneath. But I got out here in the wee hours of the morning. Also, you see that's the drain there, the basin, catch basin. That's going to be for the gutters that come down, and then they're going to hit a catch basin. That is just sitting on top of that to hold it down. I grabbed rocks from the center here and just threw some rocks on top of it, as many rocks as I could find, just so that when it rains it doesn't try to float up. I don't have the stone yet to put down. Didn't think that far ahead, so you know, I get what I get. But yep, that is what's going on this morning. And you're probably trying to think, how early is it? I'm still drinking coffee and I'm done. So I was out here bright and early this morning to get this done before the rain hit. So got to do what you got to do when you got a project, and it was easier for me to get out here and get that done before rain hit than try to wrestle it afterwards, because I've had too many trenches fill back up with mud, dirt and mud, and then it's just a real pain in the butt to get it cleaned back out. So yep. You got to do what you got to do when you got a project going.
All right, we're in the beginning stages of our front yard renovation, as you can see. And we only show the big pieces of the project normally, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on, like this pipe that got crushed.
I didn't hit that pipe. Where'd that pipe come from?
And then also we have a trench over there. You can see the other pipe. I'm getting ready to dig that deeper so that we can continue on with this. So yep, everything is not as easy as you see because there's so many little things that go on behind the scenes, but I just wanted to show a little snippet of some of the things that we do. We also had a load of rock delivered today. It is down in our boondocking area, so we will be bringing that up here to lay down as the bed so that we can get this nice and flat. And we will continue on. We'll see you for the rest of the project.
Well, after that big monsoon rain we had, I had the pipe in the trenches, but it did cover the top of it with mud. I scraped the mud off, and it was okay, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull it all the way back out again. The hole's already dug. I'm just kind of scraping out the bottom and the sides to get what mud and dirt is in there. I'm going to throw some rock down, throw the pipe back in, and then cover the top of the rock so that we don't have mud sitting on that tube, because we want the best drainage we can. So that's what we're doing.
Don't forget, we're picking up all these rocks in here too. Look at those.
Yep.
There's some big ones.
I'm laying the landscape fabric down. I don't want it to poke a bunch of holes in it. So.
Yep, so that's what I'm doing while Tony's finishing the drain pipe work.
Sweet.
If you like coconut, these Outshine coconut, creamy coconut fruit bars are very good.
Extreme coconut.
They're very coconutty.
Pieces of coconut. I mean,
They're yummy. We're taking a little break. As you can see how sweaty Tony's shirt is. That is all sweat. It's hot today.
I just imagine it's a pina colada.
I know. Kind of tastes like one. Yummy. Yeah. We ready to start filling it with dirt?
Yep.
All right. Today we haven't really accomplished a whole lot. We thought it was going to storm all day, and there are more storms coming in tonight, big storms, and it was storming this morning, but it looks beautiful right now. We were able to lay this plastic woven fabric. It's the same stuff that we have in our garden. We knew that we were going to be doing this, so we just laid out and bought extra.
Wind is not your friend with this stuff.
No, wind is definitely not your friend. So we're going to go ahead and finish laying out some gravel to get all the edges secured. But there's a good amount going right now. Got the beautiful American flag in the background. Probably have to take it down here shortly because of the storms coming, and we do need to get a new one. It looks like it's starting to get just a little tethered there, but it's okay. We'll get another one. The last pour.
Oof.
We've only been out here for a little while, and here comes the storm. But we got done just in the nick of time. So, yep. Here's what it looks like. This is going to conclude part 1. This is a big project, so we're going to go ahead and break it up into multiple videos. But we got most of the prep work done. Now we'll be on to paver stones and finish lining this whole area with rock in the next episode. Stay tuned. We want you guys to see how it all comes out and to see if it looks like our envisioned plan that we had for the porch front yard area of the RV Barndominium. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.